What is happening, everybody? This is That Brown Bat here, back for another episode of Mod Messin, and today I'm going to go over some of the things that I have put into the Brown Bat mod, or am putting into the Brown Bat mod, regarding the Coruscant building sets, or set, play set, and stuff, whatever. Now, some of this stuff is actually in the game, so let me show you this. And this is still not all done. Some of the stuff is not in the game because it was like a prototype, but I've never seen it on display. So let's start with the existing things. So let me go to Toy Origins. In the last video I mentioned I was going to be using the Toy Story Aliens, and that is exactly what I have done. So if I put down Alien... Oh, there's a building, or it's more than a building. It's a set. Now, they go into place exactly, most of them go into place exactly where they would be for the play set. So they line up. So if you don't move them around, see if I go back, I can move it around. All right, so now it's out of place from the rest of the things. So this is the entertainment district. I have notes here, but since I wrote the notes, I switched things around. So, but anyway, that's the entertainment district. So I'm just not going to put that back right yet. I'm going to put it down again like this. So right where I stand here. So I'm not going to move him. I'm going to switch the Buzz Lightyear one, put that one down, and that is the landing platform. Switch the Woody Allen. Alien Woody, and that is another part of the city. Alien Jessie, put her down, and now that is part of the city that was never finished, but it lines up. You'll see Bullseye, that I believe is the Jedi Temple. Ham, now Ham is the theater. But the theater is one of the parts that doesn't line up. So I'm going to back him out and not put it in there. And try to put that in. See where that lines up. Because I actually have to go in and play the game. That actually overlaps with this next part. Which is downtown. Or that's what it's called in the files. And Slinky. A wonderful, wonderful toy. That's the inner ring. So no need for the Sky Dome. And then Zurg is the outer ring. Again, no need for the Sky Dome, and it has the traffic in there. Bo Peep is the plaza. So that just popped in there. I don't know if you've seen it. See right there? Dolly is the statue. No, Dolly is not a statue. Dolly is the effects. So that's a lot of smoke. We put the effects in there. So I'm going to leave the smoke effects out of this. I had switched things around since I wrote my notes. All right, so Buttercup was a statue. Chuckles is the statue. And Chunk is the statue. Okay. And those are, of course, from the interior. But those are the three main ones. There is a fourth one that's the same as the library one, but it's gold. All right, so this is the Jedi Temple. Again, this is not... I mean, it's big. But I like mine better. So maybe I'll leave this out and rebuild it. Maybe. Any of the elevator effects, put in with a spline tool. Path creator, if you will. And you can make your own. But those are the things you have to put in there. I'm sure they're in the file somewhere, but I'm just, if I'm going to use it, I'm just going to build my own. Now, if you go all the way out here, just like in the game... Well, you wouldn't know because you can't fly all the way out here. By the time you get around here in the game, you fade out and go back to the last checkpoint. But there is no collision on the walls. But that's okay. Oops, I thought I was in a spaceship. But there are collision on the game walls, which is good. And you even have the sound effects when you're going on the metal. Again, an elevator. we can rig that up later on. And look at the amount of space it takes up. Almost nothing, because these are built as singular pieces. And these are things that I was wanting, and I was wondering, can we ever get it? And I guess now we can. And yeah, that is an issue. What's an issue? Being able to go through the buildings. But the same thing exists with the toy box railings. You can go right through certain toys. If you didn't know that, yeah, you can. You can break your game. But anyway, that's this. So it's the entire layout without, of course, the people. And you can put the people in there in your logic, and you can do whatever you want with this. You can make it however you want. I may or may not play around with this Jedi Temple and make it my own, just like I did before. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the future brings. All right, so now we have that one more thing here, and that's the theater, and I believe that's ham. All right, so we don't want that there. Now, if I leave it there, I'm not going to be able to delete it. So it's one of those things, where do I want this? You pretty much got to be standing where it's supposed to be. But where is this supposed to go? I would actually have to play the game, but once I figure that out, I can put this in place and then show everybody in the final tutorial of how to use all these pieces. Looks like I got my next year and a half cut out for me, huh? Anyway, that's the gist of that. So let me clear it. Lotso is the slums. So remember the holes in the planet? Like 1313 area when they're going down to it? They're going down to the underworld. The rings that are in the city. Well, here's where that would be, one of the areas, and you go down, and here's a landing platform. You can see, I'm guessing that's supposed to be a Jedi Starfighter, just a model of it. Doesn't move or anything. And then you go where you need to go, and here's a ramp that goes all the way down to the bottom. It does have collision. I just wanted to show you an overview of it first. So here's a would-be elevator that would take you all the way down. You know, it reminds me of the Outlander Club from that was in Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. The layout of it. So it doesn't look too much like anything because there's no textures. There is some sort of hollow statue and what do you call them? A fountain, lake, water. What do you call those things? A pool. Like a wishing well type thing. And of course, shops all around this central pillar here. And this, of course, looks like it would have been an elevator going up to the top. So because there's no textures, it's hard to see where the yeah, there it is. Where the exit would be. But you can see right there, it looks just like a wall, because it is a wall, but has no collision. So I'm guessing that's... it messes around with the camera. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's where the logic would be for the elevator, right through that. All right, so let me put Sarge down. All right, so didn't take me all the way to the top. So you know those moons in Force Awakens? This is like one of those. So it has gravity. Somewhat. It's a sphere. Now, I made this 5 times bigger using the DNX file method. So this is 5 times bigger than what it actually is originally. And if I go any bigger than this, you're out of bounds and it won't, you can't load. You'll either be inside it or keep reloading. But yeah, there's no textures to this. I just wanted you to see it. Now, if you fly around, eventually you're going to mess up your character's orientation because of the gravity. You can see right there, it's messed up the vehicle. But yeah, that would have been cool if they perfected this, but also kind of weird based on the orientation. You'd have to make this super huge. And then again, why would you there's not enough space to flesh something out like this. Now, I will go out of bounds here right quick if I'm not careful, because this is so big. Heck, why don't I just go into spark mode? See what happens? You don't go right to the planet. You just go down because it's kind of like it gets confused. You know what it reminds me of? Cybertron. Cybertron. Oh, that's odd. Some of the buildings are just repeat. That cone building and that cone building are just repeated. Yeah, it looks so much like Cybertron. Alright, let's put down Stinky Pete. Alright, now we have the Jedi Temple interior. I gotta get rid of that the floor. And how you do that, because you can't delete the initial floor piece, just get a smaller one. Put one down, then you can delete. Alright, maybe I can't. Let's put something else down. There we go. That was odd. Maybe I pushed the wrong button. I don't know. It's usually I can put a small one down. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I got it done. So here we have the Jedi Temple with no decorations are in here because I figured I could just decorate it out myself. So using this, you're still going to have to deck it out, but you're not going to have to build the entire thing and run out of space. It's pretty neat. And then guess what? Up here, and of course you're going to have to build an elevator, and the floor has no collision, the elevator floor, so you're going to have to build that. So go in here, and let's pretend you built all that out and built an elevator cage, and you go up. Nope, go. Boba Fett, or whatever your name is, you're being dumb. Alright, so you actually come up here into the Jedi Temple, or the Master's Quarter, or whatever you call this. The seats. The Council, the Jedi Council chamber. And I always wondered, how much of the Jedi Temple did they build out here? Well, here's the answer to that. And here is another wing of the temple. Of course, it's not finished, but you can see Yeah, because here's the wall. You can see it's there. How about over here? No, nothing over here. So I'm wondering if they intended to make this a door open, to make this door work, and actually go to another area. All right. Here's a showcase of some of the props that exist in the files. Some of them override the Incredibles townspeople, the blockheads, and some of them override the collectible pieces. So you can see the Lucre Hulk, some of the ships for Coruscant, which I don't think are actually even used in the game, but they made them anyway. Of course, do they all have collision? No. You've just seen that right there. And some of it, they don't have collision because of one reason or the other. This one does. So, Lucre Hulk does not. But the ones that were collectibles can actually be hooked to a path creator and can be moved thusly. This one is not a collectible, so you cannot hook that to a path creator. The Outrider or the YT2400 got a big one and a small one. So inherently, the model is this big. So I made it that big. This one, I thought this was a joke to do this. I don't know. Let me know what you think, because I can easily take this and make Vader's TIE Fighter. But guess what? No collision, except for the little man right there, which you can push. Same with the ships here. But the purpose of these was to make a hangar bay. The purpose of this was just to, maybe do a scene with the camera with you're inside the Falcon. But other than that, that is nothing. But this one has some interior there. No collision, of course. Same with this. No collision. Now you can sort of build stuff with a path creator and flat block, but just set pieces. And this one, yeah, I would put a barrier block around it. Otherwise, you run the risk of just messing up, pushing the blockhead over the edge. The quad jumper. Now the horse and Sven are the gold and the maybe I can only get these and yeah. They're the blue and the green, or the gold and the green rings. What's the blue one? The blue one is okay, it's that ship up there. This one right here. Of course, the taxi one. This one is... I'm not sure. I had it. Oh. Okay, it's the gold challenge orb. Anyway, I plan on redoing these pictures, so you will be able to see what they are before you put it down. Of course, the Mon Cal cruisers. There's two of them, the Liberty and Home 1. They have collision, but it's just a basic box. And no, I didn't put anything around it. That's what it is. And these are orbs. So these particular orbs, of course, when you find the, if you can remember, in the center, where the actual bounding barrier for the actual orb is, you can actually connect it to a path creator and have those things move. Some of these actually, if you put them in a particular way, they have mechanics to them. And the mechanics being, if you shoot them, they explode. So I did not put them in that way. I just used them as set pieces. And then the Death Star over here. I don't think this has collision. Nope. But there's another one. I'm not sure I want to keep this in here, but I might. This. And it's hard to see. It's hard to see what it is because it's so big. Once I put it down, I'm in the inside of it, and most everything else is on the inside of it. So the best thing to do is probably make a new toy box. I don't know if you can see the lines right there, but that's the equator of the Death Star. I'm trying to find the eye. Alright, so basically this thing is so big, I had to put one terrain piece on one end of the toy box, and the other one, of course, at the other end. So this is the one in the middle where you start. Yeah, it's pretty big, huh? Now you can see it better. Pretty big. Caught in the tractor beam. So you remember the effects piece that I was telling you about? The dolly blockhead, or the alien dolly? So going back to my Coruscant Underground, I can put her down, and I can have smoke. Now, if this is underground, the smoke's going to be lower, right? So I can just back it out and then bring it down to an area that I can bring it down to. Put it there. Put another one down, back that one out, and rotate that. Maybe I want to bring that one up just a bit. Well, because all this is solid block, I can't really do that until I get to the top. So maybe find an area, a pocket here. I don't want to put too much down, right? So now we have a lot of cloudy atmosphere. Now let's say I don't want to build all these buildings out here, right? Because that's, you know, the less stuff I have to build, the more memory I can save, more other, you know, other things I can put in here. So let's say I want to remove all this stuff, and I don't need to see that in the background. That's all that was there for, was background pieces. And let's inner ring, that's slinky. Alright, so now I have an inner ring. I don't want to put the outer ring in it because the outer ring has buildings that are geared for, or specifically tailored to the the upper part of Coruscant, the Senate building, and there's no Senate building underground. So I just hit back, and now I'm raising it up. Boom. Alright, now I'm going to put another one down. I'm going to rotate it. Oh, I have to back out first. Rotate that one. Put another one down, back out of that one, and then raise that up some more. Boom. Alright. Put another one down, back out of that. Rotate that. And that. Go back down to the bottom. And then you can keep going up as far as you want, and you're going to only see building. Then it's up to you whether or not you want to put the bounding blocks over your play area, because there's no barrier on those. You can fly right through it. Yeah, so booyah. And then of course there's other buildings that we can put in there. Yes, there's Z fighting. There is of course Z fighting. on those because I didn't put them bottom to top. You can eliminate that or at least make it better. I was just doing it very quickly because it's time to end this video. So until next time, remember to keep on modding, keep on messing, and to keep on building.